Hello and welcome to the Indian Community Podcast. Today we are joined by Rounak Adhikary, the brilliant mind behind Project X. He was recently funded by Google, and Project X is poised to reshape the tech world. Ronak is also a professional cricketer and a really fun person to speak with. So I hope you really enjoy this episode with Ronak and discover and inspire from his journey and all the innovation that he is driving with his company Project X. Ronak, welcome to the Indian Community Podcast.
Welcome,
Thank you so much
Ronak.
for having me. It's really a pleasure to join both of you guys and talk about Project X and my journey. So thank you so much for having me once again. Yeah.
The pleasure is ours.
Excellent. Ronak, you're all over the internet. Everywhere I see on LinkedIn, on Google, there's mention of Ronak and Project X and Google, and everything that you've done is so inspiring and amazing. Can you share your journey starting from where you were born, the city, or the town that you live in, and what have your key inspirations and challenges been along the way to become who you are today?
Actually, I have been born and brought up in a very small village of West Bengal. So, in our village, being an entrepreneur is never, it isn't like, it isn't even an option, to be honest. Okay. So, if anyone gets a decent job of 20,000 rupees, it's considered to be a very good thing over there. Coming from that background, I was actually lucky enough that my father worked in the IT industry, and we had a computer in our house which was the only one in our entire village. So like, even though it was very underpowered, I was able to do couple of stuffs over there, and the children of our village who are my friends used to come over and watch me use the computers. So that is how my journey with computers started. And in the early days, it is such a rural place that just behind my house the rice fields start and you can't see the end. So this is a place where I have been born and brought up, played there all my childhood. And for my schooling, I shifted to a city 20 kilometers away from my house after class 8, but I never stayed away from my village, and I'm still living there, to be honest. So that is where I belong. Okay. And from my childhood, I had the knack of tweaking a lot of things. I used to change operating system of my phone, change the operating system of my device. Like, operating systems were like very interesting to me from the beginning. And there's one thing that with limited resources we get most creative, and I had the bare minimum resources. And so I used like different things and come up with some different solutions from my own. So that is how I started learning things of like on my own. And the only passion that I had from my childhood was cricket. I till my first year in college, I wanted to play for India. I still want actually to play for Indian cricket team, and I used to
We
work
wish
really
you do. We
hard.
wish you do.
Yeah, I have represented my district at different age group, and I'm continue to play at grade level. So that is a bit about my background. And at the age of 19, when I went to Punjab to study in BSc HCI at lovely professional university over there, then I saw diversity. Then I saw culture, like cultural influence. Okay. So that is where I opened up as a person. So there is another story that I want to share from my childhood. Is since I am from a very humble background, the school that I used to study in was in a city. Okay. So at times I used to feel nervous and all, and I used to stutter. So I actually got the habit of stuttering, and I my friends used to make fun of me. And there was a point of time where I had very few or no friends, so I was alone, and only focused on myself. And I used to read a lot of books were my only friends. Any topic, mostly non-fiction, I used to study. And from there I started loving information and data. And that knack of problem solving was always there from the beginning. And then when I went to college, sorry, and then when I went to college, um, I talked to people from different parts of India, from different parts of the globe, from the Africa, Middle East. I realized that computational accessibility was a big challenge, not only in small parts of India but also in other countries as well. So from there, I thought that if I could help these people, not from an entrepreneurial perspective, not from a company perspective, just as a solution perspective. And in the whole lockdown before joining college, I did around 30 courses from Coursera, all free. I applied for the financial aid. 30 courses. I did a honors in social psychology. I learned cloud computing, AI, front end, but anything. I just anything that intrigued me, I learned it. Okay, Python. I learned. I learned, and I there was one time when I was alone in college. I had friends. You are not with your family the first time you're alone. So I was just thinking, and I thought that why can't we just take the whole computing to the cloud? There are virtual machines available, but why not the whole operating system to the cloud so that everybody can use it on any device? And then I called up one of my childhood friends, Ronit, who is a very good engineer. And from there, the journey of Project X actually started. Okay, that was when we started ideating. From back then, we were actually trying to make laptops, our own laptops. Okay, but eventually, when we started doing research, we built conviction that, oh my god, laptops, huh, hum like we'll start selling laptops and we'll just end the market for Apple, HP. We are the only. And then and that was the point when we started learning what is entrepreneurship. Okay, and I really want to thank LPU and the whole e-cell over there, and specifically Dr. Kanishk Jha, who trust in me and said, Ki Ronak, you just go on 100% attendance average and build. We are here to support you. And it was the first of its kind in our university from an entrepreneurship perspective. We had just built a POC of how things will work, just the small backend part. And he was the first person who saw the potential actually, that what we can
Mhm.
do. And then we registered our company, we got Startup India certification, and we started pitching to VCs. No product, no go to market strategy, nothing, absolutely nothing, just going and pitching. So first meeting with Sequoia Capital, now pick 15. I'll not name the VC. Okay, we presented the idea. He told that, dude, you can't fix this. This is a technological barrier. Many people have tried to solve this. It's not possible. So you better do something else. I was like, okay, fine. Now he was like, okay, if you can solve this, please go ahead. Nice. Best of luck to you. And then slowly, after that, a bit before that, our third co-founder joined, Shubhro. Shubhro is a very dear friend of Ronit, and back then I had no idea how company works, how what is equity, how team works. Nothing. It is 2022. I'm talking about. Okay, when I'm in the first year of my college. So from then, I, Ronit, and Shubhro, actually three people brought in three perspectives, and that is when the things started taking off. I had to convince both of them that we this will work. Ronit was convinced,
Mhm.
Shubhro who I had to convince that this will work, please stay. And he showed that conviction in me, and I'm so glad that he did. And I started reaching out for help on social media, that on Reddit, that if we're building something like this, if someone wants to join in, please do join in. Okay. So a guy called Mofikul, who was 10 years older than us, joined us. He worked for 1 year. That 1 year, last 1 year, we had a very good deck and very good idea. So we got selected for all the flagship pitching competitions across IIT Bombay, IIT Roorkee, IIT Guwahati, everywhere. We pitched there. We got recognition, connection, but there was no product. Okay. So that was the hardest part for us. No product, how to build. So then we again started hiring. I hired a senior guy from Paytm. I then hired a couple other senior engineers. The team combination was not actually getting well. Again, no one was aligned with the vision other than the founders. So that was a very big problem. And all of this money, I missed a part between my school life and college life that I'll discuss now. Just after my school life ended, I had like very little pocket money, coming from very humble background. So I started freelancing. All those 30 courses I did from was from a very old computer from 2010. It was barely running. And after that, I started doing freelancing. There's one very dear brother of mine from California who hired me from Fiverr. We still are in touch. He gave me $1,000 order. I delivered that. From that, I got a front end order. I had never coded before that. I was very good at UX. I was very good at UX. I did that Google. UX design certification course and all. I used to do some small UX consultancy, but never coded. His another friend gave me that job, and I took that money. I had no clue how to do that. Within 7 days, I made that website and delivered that.
That is
And then I started learning like that and earned from him. He gave me a lot of money. He gave me a lot of work and a lot of money, to be honest. And later I converted that into an agency. We still work together. I don't get time to look at all the projects, but we still do work together. And they are also a multi-million dollar company now with more than 30 offices in the US. Yeah, so that is how I got financially independent. Actually, this financial independence was not only for pocket money but also for being a cricketer, so that I can support myself for 2 years and not work and play cricket. So never know where things are heading. We never know where things are heading. So I used this money to fund Project X for the first 1.5 years. Everything. The monthly burning rate was 50 60,000 rupees anyways. It's not easy for a like Indian 18 19-year old guy to burn that much money. But I was very fortunate enough to have that platform to do that. So that is how things started. And then I went to, in the first year, just in the first year before starting Project X, as I said that I had the idea and all, just before that, I was trying to understand the relationship between computation and human beings. Okay. So then I started reaching out to professors across the world, from Cambridge, Oxford, MIT, IIT, everywhere. And I'm so glad that Dr. Joshi, who is the HOD of IDC at IIT Bombay, got back to me, seeing the immature email that I've sent by BCCing everybody, 30 people in the mail. And he called me at IIT. I learned a lot from him. In that 6 months, I learned a lot from him. I worked on making accessible technology for the Indian older adults with him. I was a volunteer, an academic volunteer in his HCI course that he runs for the professional people. That was a very big exposure and connection that I got from there. And then just after I came back, I left my research at IIT, and I thought that right now Project X has that thing that can take me there. So I left everything, I registered the company and started off. And after that stint of 1 year happened, so you think I was convinced that it will take me, and the next 1 year nothing happened. No product, only connection, this that, no product, no development, nothing. I am learning. Ronit, being a young developer, learned a lot. Shubhro learned a lot. Everybody is young, everybody is learning. So I learned as an see how to manage company, how to manage tech, how to manage product. I learned. Ronit, on the other hand, he became a CNCF ambassador last month for India, for Linux Foundation. He became a Linux Foundation scholar and went to Ireland, went to China recently for all on scholarship, and he's leading the tech team now. So I'm so proud of him. And Shubhro is managing the whole front end and the finance of the full startup. So that's a quick brief. And if you have any more questions, I can answer that, or then I can start about the Google story and the team building story, how we built the team.
I
That
think
was a very nice, actually. Yeah, Amit, please.
yeah. So I'll maybe give you a few minutes to breathe and let me digest everything that you just said. So there are some really cool and important themes out here that I wanted to kind of highlight. The first thing that I noticed was the hunger to achieve something and change uh, the the situation that you were in. Right, you had your constraints, but those were not your constraints, those were your opportunities, because you thought there is room to grow and learn and be in a better place. In spite of all of this and all the great achievements, you're still living in the hometown that you belong to, which is also another great aspect of the humbleness that you come from, right? So the humble background is evident in what you're doing. And one thing that I really liked about what you just said, Ronak, is the how you defeated the tumse na ho paega challenge, right? So how somebody said this is not going to happen and this is not possible and this is not feasible, but you were able to break away from that and demonstrate that yes, you can do it. It's not just an idea, but it's also a feasible idea, which is commendable, because a lot of times we lose hope, and because when we face rejection we think, okay, maybe I'm not good enough, maybe I can't do it. but you were able to walk away from rejection with spirits still higher. That is also an interesting aspect of your personality. And I love the way you were able to reach out to people, explain your vision, and get them to work with you. So that's those are classic traits of being a leader. So I when I look at you, Ronak, and I saw your story the other day, I was like, okay, this is a classic example of a future leader. And I definitely want to reach out to you and speak to you, because everything that you just said is exactly what I was expecting you to be, which is phenomenal. So I wish you really good luck with everything that you're doing. I think it is a fun time. In fact, you mentioned that from your house the rice fields are, you can only see rice fields, right? Is that how you got inspired for the name Infinity OS? Was that infinity
Not
coming from there?
really, not really, not really. See, um, first thing, Amit, that I want to add on that you said at the first. See, I believe that success is an occasion and rejections are a daily life thing. We have to accept that and take things that way. We have to take. If we assume that things are gonna be hard, then it's fine. If we assume that things are gonna be easy, then we are in trouble. And the name Infinity Suite, the first thing, Project X, we knew that we are trying to build something like on the cloud, that is an OS, but we spent around 7 days thinking about name, this that, and I just had to save the deck by a name. I wrote Project X, and from there the name started. The team thought, oh, okay, this looks good, we can start. And Infinity OS, see, Infinity OS has a very deep meaning, to be like, to me at least. By building Infinity OS, we are trying to build a platform which gives infinite possibilities to all the people, to democratize computational power for everyone. Infinity OS means infinite possibilities. With like also it also has infinite features. You can run any app, any platform that uses any hardware, and on any platform and for everyone. The possibility is infinite. You can run it on any device, be it your smart TV, computer, tab, anywhere, AR, VR. So the possibilities are infinite. With that theme in mind, I came up with the name Infinity OS. So that is how I thought and perceived it to be. And then coming to the team, okay. So we three guys, we were thinking that Shubro left the company for a month after that meeting. He thought that nahi bhai, Sequoia ne bol diya, bas khatam. I am a first year guy. I have to earn from my family. Everybody, it makes sense. Makes it made 100% sense from his perspective that he
Normal.
was
Correct.
okay, and he was not earning as I was. I was earning around $1,000 one, like $2,000 a month, which is a lot in India, a lot.
Correct.
Okay, so it made sense. I never deleted his email from the admin dashboard. He came back 1 month later. I knew he would come back, and he did. And he still, and I'm so glad to see that he has become such a nice leader. It's about passing things on to people, and I'm so proud of him, to be honest. And about the team, yeah. So we had the idea, but the tech challenge. How do we break through? How do we break through? I was thinking, and with that thing in mind, I wanted to reduce friction. Friction in the sense, no one is gonna install some OS and delete your Windows, right? Nobody's gonna do that. So I pivoted that to the cloud thing on the website. So it will just be a website that has every function that an OS has, so that you can access it from any device which has any OS, no matter what, and access the highest computational power. It should solve the purpose. I fell in love with the problem, so I pivoted. I did not fall in love with the solution. कि
Correct.
लैपटॉप ही बना अभी. Okay, it doesn't matter. It should solve the problem. Okay, and after that pivot, you won't believe, I applied for launchpad at IIM Bangalore. It has very less acceptance rate. 4% से नीचे है. ईस्टर्न इंडिया से हम ही एक कंपनी थे, प्री रेवेन्यू ले लिया उन लोगों ने. Okay, we at IIM Bangalore, I learned what is business, how to do business in those 3 months, how things work. Okay, and that is how things got started. and the product development. Abhi, let me just in the next 5 minutes I'll explain how I built the team. Okay. So initially there was three people, I, Ronit, Subro. Okay. Then there was a girl called Anamika. She was a friend at college. She also was one of the first people I told many of my friends at college that no, I'm building something like this. Most of the guys, nahi, nahi, nahi. How can you compete with HP Dell? And she was the one who told, nahi, nahi, it's good, yaar. And she joined as an HR. Okay, I'll help you. Kuch nahi chahiye, I don't need any money. She joined us. And one of the guys who told that it's not possible actually worked as a like managing intern for us recently. Okay, okay. And that's how it
So
started. And
did you have to convince these people or they just joined themselves?
yeah, they just joined themselves. I am here to amplify the vision. Whoever wants to join in, just join in. We are in this together. I'm not here to sell anything. I'm here. We are here to solve something for everybody.
Okay. Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Yeah. First senior member that joined the team was Mr. Kiran Kadikoppa. He was the senior vice president of Bank of America. He is, he also loves innovation in India for Bharat. He so there is one Mark portal from Startup India where I sent him a request. He wanted to have a
Mhm.
meeting, and day one, when we had absolutely nothing, he guided the
Mhm.
whole team till now. It's been more than 1 year that he has been supporting us without any documentation, nothing. He even helped me get a couple of freelance gigs so that I can get some money to run the company. And with him, Mr. Viraj Pathi joined, who is also a serial entrepreneur. He has made more than four startups and sold a couple of them. He's based out of Texas. He has also helped us. And with that mentorship, I became a bit mature. Now, coming to the product development, the most interesting part of the story. So, with those mentorship and all, we had the vision, we had the idea of how to like the go to market, but how to build that. That VC told us it's not possible. It is. It was actually very difficult. So, the technology that we're using for this purpose is not used anywhere else. We're using Kubernetes technology, and it is not generally used for heavy computational tasks to run full GUI applications. Reached out to a guy who was in the core team that built Kubernetes, Carlos Eduardo. He is from NVIDIA, and
Okay.
still maintaining Kubernetes. He has built
Okay.
Kubernetes.
Okay.
He instantly connected with the idea. He also joined us. He works with us every day without any salary, nothing. He is working with us for more than 6 months now, and and I'm proud to say that we are about to launch the MVP, first MVP in the next 7 days of Infinity OS, and send a
Beautiful.
link to it, of course.
Thank
And
you.
and Carlos brought a lot of maturity in the team. And after
Mhm.
that, I felt that we lacked management in the team because I can't do everything. I can do external fundraising part, product strategy, vision, everything. I need someone who has been there, done that. He put a job post, and one gentleman, I put a very detailed job post on LinkedIn that what we are trying to do in detail. And one gentleman, Gopal Srinivasan, who
Mhm.
had left VMware, one of our indirect competitors. He was the director of VMware for 14 years, and he was the senior director at HP. He connected with the
Mm.
vision and joined us full time without salary. He's been working for almost 3 months now.
Okay.
And only because of him, we have been able to fast forward the whole development process, make all these Scrum models, maintain Jira, Confluence, everything, documentation, this, that. And the last senior person that I want to talk about is Mr. Gautam Vora. So Mr. Gautam, so I am a product designer myself, but if I want to do the product design full time, then I can't focus on any other things. I can give you the
Mm.
wireframe, the idea, everything, but I need someone senior who can manage it. Similar thing, I put a job post on LinkedIn with the full story and everything. Mr. Gautam Vora applied, and I got to know that Gautam had built Ola from scratch and took it to 10 million users. He made the first design studio for BCG in India. He also instantly connected with the vision and joined us full time without salary. Everyone will get ESOP shares, of course, we have to, that's our responsibility, but their conviction on us, a non IIT guy, non big city guy, trying to
No,
solve
you are
such.
an IT guy. No? You have been in IT. You have worked. Actually, that was one of my questions. I wanted to finish you to finish off what you're saying. I'll come back to those questions. So yes, I'll not interrupt you in your flow. Please.
Yeah. So I am, see, I have an IIT identity card now. Since I'm a
Yeah.
fellow here, I'm like,
Yeah. I
I became
mean,
a fellow later. I became
you've
a fellow
been
later.
there.
But when
Yeah.
they joined us, I wasn't a fellow.
I understand. Yeah. Okay.
Very
Okay.
recently, I became. Back then, I used to work there as a researcher. So now I was the youngest person in the team. I used to work with people who are like my mother's age, father's age. So it was a really good opportunity. I think Dr. Joshi had smelled the hunger in me or something like that. Maybe I don't know. You have to ask Dr. Joshi about that. So I, where was I? I missed her. After Gautam joined, then we were in a state ki now we can launch in this time, and we started getting government funds from them. Okay,
Mhm.
compelling pitch. We got government funds from Ministry of Commerce and Industry for 10 lakh rupees. We got MATI EIR for 4 lakh rupees at IIT Bombay. And then the big thing, AWS had given us $5,000 USD credits, which had exhausted. And we were about to do pilot. And we didn't have enough money to do that. So I reached out to someone at Google's startup team, explained the whole thing. He's like, hey, I can help you out. They put a proposal, and we got accepted into the Google for Startups program and got $200,000 support from Google. That felt surreal. The first time I received funds and the second time I received these moments felt surreal because it saved us a ton of costs. We can still operate on that and build and sell it. So I'm extremely thankful to Google for giving me that opportunity to do that. So that is how we got started. Right now we have a team of around 20 people with many interesting profiles, most from tier 3 cities, villages. There is one guy called Akash. Okay, he recently joined as a founder's office intern with me. Akash used to live in Sundarbans, in a very rural area, much rural than my place. I can still right now. So 10 years ago I couldn't, but right now I can order a Domino's at my village. But he still lives in such a place where there are tigers and all. His mother used to work as a household over there. That guy, without any tuition, anything, got 94% in his plus two and couldn't join a college. He used to work in a brick mine. He used to make bricks with his own hands.
Oh.
One of my like not my own uncles, like one of my uncles scouted him and told that Ronak, can you help? I talked to him. That guy knew so much about like computers, astrophysics, just with a phone that the government had provided him as a scholarship of 10,000 rupees. And at that point, I realized that these are the people for whom we are building Project X and Infinity OS. Maybe if Infinity OS was available that time with his small phone, he could have done a lot more magic. We never know. There are more engineers in the team. Devoproto is there, Moyuk is there, Bishal. Devoproto and Bishal are the two young chaps, both AVPs of engineering. First job was what? AVP of engineering at a startup, and they are delivering like crazy. They are satisfying people who have led companies like HP, VMware, Nvidia. They are delivering, and they are working day in and day out without money, nothing. They also want to solve this problem so desperately. They are working for it, and this keeps me awake till 4 a.m., 5 a.m. to work a bit harder.
This is
Great.
excellent.
Great.
I think what I really love about this story is how you've been able to motivate people even without trying, right? So there is a hidden charm that is attracting you, or you're basically attracting people and talent, and also recognizing great talent. I was very impressed with the story about how somebody used a mobile phone to build themselves and make themselves what they are. Today, we see a lot of youngsters who use the mobile phone and all those devices to watch all kinds of reels on Instagram or TikTok. But and I must say, sometimes also we also fall prey to that.
I same. No, see, Instagram can also be used to consume art. I consume a lot of art. I consume a lot of news from Instagram.
Right.
And just after the day we had the first call with you guys, I got verified on Instagram
I saw that.
for free.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw
I was like, oh, dude, what is this? How
that.
is this real? Did they make a mistake or what?
So I
So
think it's the stars are aligning, Ronak. They want you to do some song and dance also on Instagram. Because
yeah,
I've also heard that you're a talented singer. I'm not going to ask you to sing, but there's so many things that you're doing. You play professional cricket. You're an artist. You've got these big organizations that you're standing up from ground zero, and you're doing a lot of work even in your community. So, how do you manage to find time to do all of this? I mean, we all have 24 hours, but you seem to have more than that.
I don't know actually. Every evening I go and hang out with my friends. I have tea. I don't know. Actually, it's not like that. Trust me. Maybe I work a bit quicker. The thing is that I actually can complete tasks a lot quicker. Like from the beginning, from the childhood also. एग्जाम में ना 1 1.5 घंटे पहले ही मैं जितना आता था लिख के बस खत्म बस
That's great.
so
And there's one other aspect that I really like about your how the lovely professional university or LPU has supported you throughout
totally
this, right? Because they are your primary alma mater, if I may say, and they have given you the platform to be able to go ahead and stand up and do this. So there's a lot of independence and courage and support that they've provided to you, which is commendable. But I think that's the way, that's the right job of an educational institution. It's not just like teaching you 2 plus 2 is 4, but also enabling you to go out and build a career and
it was not the scene actually. The thing is that someone had to stand up and then the ecosystem builds up. Okay, the senior authorities were there are 30,000 students.
correct.
Okay, so there was no provision to get full attendance leverage. That's a whole interesting story. So I wasn't able to go to conferences, work and maintain classes.
Right.
I went to my HOD. He's like maximum 10% we can do concession. I was like, makes sense from his perspective always. And then I went to our head of school. He was like, I'll definitely try to help you. He put in his word. And then he was very busy. I understand that. And then I went to the dean of entrepreneurship. He recognized that. He recognized that and he then took my case forward from there. And again, they needed some approval from my department. Okay. So initially when I'm saying something like I'm making an operating system like this, that I have gotten this, gotten that, people tend to think that this might be a bit misleading, as young children do in college. I'm really grateful to two faculties, Mr. Sumit Basena and Mr. Kamal Narayanan, for supporting me from there, backing me and saying ki na, you go ahead, we are with you. And then that got passed, and I also directly got in touch with the vice chancellor. She also really loved what we were building and said ki go ahead, we are with you. And then they have never I've never looked back after that. It's been such a big motivator for me and a big enabler of entrepreneurship. Right now so they have a different module for entrepreneurship in their classes in our department. And Mr. Basana said that I was responsible for this. So I really feel extremely honored for that, to start that culture in our college. And culture is the biggest thing in college. When I go to IITs and all, I see that the culture is the biggest differentiator. Every kid is talented. It's all about the culture of hard work. I went there, I took a session with Mr. Basena just couple months back. I saw that the students were coming up with so many interesting design ideas. I shared the resources. Hardest part is to find the right people, right resources, right place to apply. I helped them get that, and now that will be integrated in the culture. And I believe there will be many more bigger startups than Project X coming from LPU University.
So LPU actually, that was your spark. That is, the other people who gave you the spark. It was a blessing to go to LPU. In fact, Do you even
Absolutely, definitely.
so,
As I
how did you yeah, sorry about that. How did you after your 12th, did you apply for it? How did you reach LPU?
always wanted to learn more about human computer, like HCI, like human computer interactions. There were a couple of options for me. Symbiosis was the
Okay.
so IIT has a master's in HCI, not a bachelor's. It's a
Mhm.
4-year bachelor's. So there was Symbiosis, there was some other couple of colleges, but they were pretty expensive for us to. And
Mhm.
I wrote an exam called LPU Nest, where I got 40% scholarship.
Okay, that's great.
That helped me get admission in a private college where HCI is being taught. And just after 6 months of joining LPU, by then I have already learned about HCI UX from like everyone in the internet. This law, that law, this is how this works, how that works, how to build this, made mod make mock projects. The mock projects that we are having in the third year, we I did that in class 12 in my free time. Not because I wanted to get there. Like people want to get at IITs, get at MBBS colleges. I
Right.
did that because I love doing that. Apart from playing
Mhm.
cricket, when I'm alone. I prefer doing something than watching a movie. That is
Mm.
how I am wired. Watching a movie is not bad. It is just how I am as a person. But I'm like always listening to music while I'm working. That's something about me. So I think that
So
answered your
that's
question. Yeah.
Ronak, I think we'll soon be wrapping up. I think one last major question, and then we'll go into a quick rapid fire. Is what are your immediate plans for Project X? Especially, I know there's a major launch coming up for beta users. And what can we expect in 2024? What are those high level plans that you're aiming for?
Okay. So 2024, irrespective of the amount that we raise, we will launch. We will launch in the education sector first
Excellent.
because that's how we started, where we started, and why we started.
Great.
We'll expand across educational institutions. As I said that, oh, I haven't mentioned that very recently I was invited at the central secretariat at the parliament in the North Block to discuss about Infinity OS and its implementation across India. So I have some commitments from the Indian government as well. I can't disclose everything. It's a bit
That's great.
confidential. So we have definite plans of integrating this with all the major educational institutions across India so that everyone has access to proper computational power at
Mhm.
an affordable cost. And then slowly we'll move across verticals like the enterprise sector. And maybe in the next few years people will be having Infinity OS as a normal operating system in their machines, hopefully.
So we wish, we wish.
And not only their laptops, but also their mobile phones. So
It
that's a
Yeah,
whole
mobile.
different strategy that we have that will be slowly revealing in the future. That's still under progress. So that's the impact that we want to create. So I'll just give one small use case if we have
Sure.
1 minute time. So
Sure.
suppose as once we start scaling in the educational sector, not only the kids can use it at their schools and colleges. Only 49% of the Indian schools are having functional computers. Only 49%. And at the national education policy, they are claiming digital impact for every child. So there's a very big gap. Even
Mhm.
if you look at the balance sheets of IITs, Delhi University, the highest expense is IT expense, more than 20%. Highest depreciation, IT expense. So it gets balanced out. So there has to be a solution. So those students can access it at their education institution also, and also on, and as it's on the cloud and on the browser, they can access it in their local machine if they have, or even in their TVs if it's a smart TV. Or we are coming up with a solution that will make it run on normal TVs as well.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
That's
So I must say, and this is for all our listeners and viewers, this is the man that you have to follow. He's changing the ecosystem, and there's a lot of stuff happening. So I'm really excited for the future, Ronak. We're going to post links to your LinkedIn, Twitter, and other handles on this in the description below. So hopefully, a lot of people will start following you and tracking all the great fun stuff that you're doing and you're making in India, right? So this is a brilliant make in India story, and I would also say it's also made for India, at least for now. And I'm sure there's potential in use case for Infinity OS across the world. There is infinite use cases that
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward
Absolutely.
Right.
for this to come out. But I love the way that you're thinking about your local community. You're thinking about all the people that really matter and building this, right? So this is excellent. I congratulate you once again. Rahul, do you want to go into a quick rapid fire?
Yep, we should. Okay. So these are very quick questions, just fun stuff, nothing serious. Okay. I'm just starting it. So Mac or PC?
PC.
Okay. So early bird or night owl?
Prefer to be early bird, but unfortunately a night owl.
Unfortunately, okay, I'll take that. Favorite programming language?
Favorite programming language?
He's
Mm,
read too many actually, so difficult for him to.
yeah, okay. Many.
Just name one. Just
Right now
name
I
one.
Rust.
Huh?
Rust.
Okay, trust. Okay, one tech gadget that you cannot live without.
I missed you. I missed you. There was some lag in your audio.
Yeah, one tech gadget that you cannot live without.
My mobile phone, definitely.
Okay. Fifth one is a very easy one. Cloud or local storage.
Absolutely cloud.
Okay. Amit, you would like to continue?
Yeah, I want to ask you, batting or bowling?
Tough call. I was a bowler when I started. Right now I'm batting because bowling takes a lot of practice. But bowling is more close to my heart. But I am unfortunately a better batsman. So
And favorite movie star?
favorite movie star. Okay, movie star. There are many.
Favorite?
For now, I would say I like Pankaj Tripathi a lot. His acting.
Pankaj
Nice.
Tripathi. Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And favorite food?
Favorite food. Actually, I try a lot of food. I try different cuisine, but all time favorite is the go to option always is biryani. Always. Kolkata biryani,
Always
not
be
the Hyderabadi or the other
Kolkata
biryani.
biryani with potato.
There is
Yeah, potato and aloo. Ha ha.
Biryani is a very sentimental topic. I was reading this the other day. That was also one of the most ordered food in India last year.
Yeah.
And somebody ordered some more than
4 seconds.
15,000 biryanis. So I
No, no. Every biryani is being ordered through Zomato or Swiggy. I forgot the company. Yeah.
correct. And name a book that has influenced you the most.
There are many that shaped me. There are many actually. The most. Okay. To think. Okay, so something that's coming to my mind right now is Eat That Frog is a really nice book that I
Mhm.
really like. And one movie that I has changed me a lot is Into the Wild.
Hmm?
If you have chance, please do watch it. So I just added it. Yeah.
Okay, that's
Okay.
that's nice. And finally, if you had to describe your journey in one word, especially with Project X, how would you describe what do you feel when you look back these years? How what is that one word that comes to your mind?
About me or the journey, as
Your journey.
so the journey felt unreal, and the only thing that I was resilient.
Excellent.
Good.
Yeah.
Excellent answer.
That's great. Thank you so much for this, Ronak. We really enjoyed speaking with you and learning more about everything that you've achieved at this young age. So I'm just hoping to stay in touch with you and keep a track of all these different achievements that you're going to crack this year and the years to come. And I also wish you great success with the team that you have. Yeah,
Someday we might have a webinar with his team, perhaps him and his team, so that your message can reach out to the people you want to.
Sure.
Yeah,
absolutely. Thank you once again for appearing on the Indian Community Podcast, Ronak. It was a pleasure hosting you.
Thank you so much,
pleasure
Amit.
out.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you. Bye.